Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Long time no see. I'm filming this video after months and I'm not proud of this fact, and I hope it can reach you guys, and I hope that you enjoy it. I hope that it finds new audience as well, because I've been trying to be consistent with my shorts, but I know that I went off track with my long videos. But here I am, and I promise to be consistent here. So I'm just hoping for your support and love, and do subscribe if you like this video or other videos. So, as you can probably tell by the title, this video is about 5 books that literally changed my life. And when I say these books changed my life, I don't mean it in the sense that these books made me a billionaire or something, or like these books changed my life in some physical sense. But what I mean is, they changed the way I look at life, they changed the way I approach certain aspects of life. They also showed me the way forward, and they spoke to me and gave me a certain life lesson that I needed the most during that phase. So these books really helped me, and they have left the kind of a mark that would never go, like indelible mark. I hope that's the right word. And here I am recommending these books to you, because I hope if you are going through any sort of hard phase, any hardship, or you're just looking for life changing books, I hope you find one here in this video. So without further ado, let's get started. By the way, I am too lazy to make an intro sort of video that comes, so just imagine it comes after this. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. So the first book that kind of changed my life is a very popular and best-selling book, and I'm sure that you must have heard about it. And I am sure that either you love that book, or you hate that book, or you just don't like that book, and you think that people who are recommending it are not deep. But I'll tell you why this book changed my life and why it is in this list. So basically, you might not know this, but I became a reader during the COVID time, the pandemic time. At that time, my mental health was at an all time low, and I needed an escape mechanism, something that would ground me, keep me rooted. And books were that thing. Books literally saved me during that period. And this is one of the first books that I read during that time. So the book is basically, I'm just gonna reveal it now. The book is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. And I know that you must have heard about it. And I know if you are a book reader, a book lover, you know everything about it. Then why am I recommending this? Why am I saying that it changed my life and it is a life changing book? Because number one, there is a reason why this book is so popular. There is a reason why so many people recommend it, why so many people claim that it changed my life, including myself. Because when we grow up, it is very easy to lose the sight of our dreams. It is very easy to become tired of everything, to become tired of trying so much, or like just getting nothing even after trying so hard. And this book reminds you to just keep going. This book reminds you that why you should just keep following your dreams and have that trust that one day that dream would really come true. That the universe is always conspiring in your favor, that you are not alone. You are supported by the universe. And in the shepherd's journey, the protagonist of this book is a shepherd, and in his journey, there is a lot of symbolism. You can see yourself in that protagonist, you can relate to his journey. There are tons of life lessons in this book, but the major life lesson that I got was to keep following your dream, to keep pursuing it, and to believe that the universe is conspiring in your favor, that you are supported by the universe. And that book really changed my life in the sense that it gave me that motivation to just keep going again, which I really needed during that time. And if you are someone, it is a very short book, it is not that long, it is very easy to read, and it is a very interesting fable written by Paulo Coelho, who is a very famous author. So if you are a beginner you must read this book. If you are not a beginner, but you want that type of lesson, you want that type of reminder, go for this book. But if you don't fall in either of this category, I'm not sure if you like this book. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. If I read this book now in my life, I don't know if I will like it or not. Because at that time, it was a 5-star read for me. At that time, it changed my life. But now, at this point in my life, if I read that, would I give it 5 stars? Honestly, I don't know. But if you need what I needed, you'll get what I got from this book. And that's why it is in this list. That's why it can change your life on depending on in which phase you are, in which mindset you are, and what type of help do you need in your life. So yeah, I'm just gonna insert the book description here so you can read what this book is all about, because it's been years since I read it and I do not remember the whole story word by word. I just remember how I felt and what I got from this book, and you probably understand why I am recommending it to you, because I've yapped about it so much. So yeah, this is the first book in my list of 5 books that literally changed my life. The second book that changed my life is not a non-fiction book. It is not a fable. It is not a self-help book. It is a fiction book. Yeah, like categorically, it is a fiction book. But you'll see people speaking that, is it really a fiction book? Because the way it is structured, the kind of the story that it has, it makes people question, because it does not rely so much on the story itself than the lessons that it tries to give through that story. The book is about this library that is open during midnight. In that library, you can pick any book which will take you to a different version of your life. So, this is one library with infinite possibilities of your life. Pick any book, make a different choice, and get to live a different version of your life. Sounds perfect, right? Because have we not ever questioned that maybe we had lived a better version of our life if we had made certain different decisions, certain different choices, that we would maybe have no regrets if we chose everything that was just right, if we made a decision that was just perfect, and maybe that version of our life is the only version worth living, and the version that we are living right now, in which we did not make all the perfect decisions, in which we did not choose all that was right, is not worth living, that we are tired of this version. If you have ever felt that way, if you have ever felt powerless, if you have ever felt that your life, I'm sorry if you have felt that way, but if you have ever felt that your life is not worth living anymore, like the protagonist of this book, you must read it. This book gives one very important thing to all its readers, that is hope. Yes, hope is what this book gave me when I read it, and hope is what this book will give you if you read it. If you have ever regretted any of your decision, if you have felt that you're not enough, if you have felt that you want to live a different type of life but you can't get there, read this book. Read this book. Let every word of it seep into your soul. Feel the story. Let the lessons get etched on every cell of your brain, because you need it. Because that book is gonna set everything right for you if you feel that way. It is a 5-star read, and for this book, I can tell you, if I read it now, I will still give it 5 stars. If I read it next year, I'll give it 5 stars. If I read it 10 years from now, I'll still give it 5 stars, because that book is a masterpiece for people who prefer their fiction to give them something that would help them that they can never forget. I just I cannot emphasize how much I needed to read a book like this, and how much I want you to read it. Just go and read The Midnight Library. Like when I read this book, I'll be honest with you, it was a little slow in the beginning. Okay, it was a little slow, and you'd be like, what the hell is happening, or is anything even gonna happen in the story? This book is not about the story, it is not about the plot. Okay, don't think that something is gonna happen in the plot. It will move slow, just deal with it, because overall it will be worth it. Okay, it is worth reading this book, even if it feels slow in the first half, even if you do not relate with the protagonist. And thank God if you don't, because if you are relating with the protagonist, you're not at a very good space in life, because that protagonist, she needed help. Okay, so just stick with it, and trust me, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love this book, and it might just change your life. Moving on to the third book in this list. Now, it got really serious with the second recommendation, right? The third book is a really, really short book. I don't think it is even a book, it's like a short story. But this book is really, really life changing. It is not a fictional book, it is not a fable, it is a hardcore non fiction self help book. And see, you cannot expect me to make a video on life changing books without having any non-fiction or self-help book. That just doesn't make sense. That just doesn't add up, okay? Because it doesn't matter how much you find non-fiction or self-help boring, how much do you want to stay away from it. There are going to be some books that are just worth it, that are just worth your time. And this is one such book. One thing that scares me, and you also, probably everyone, is uncertainty. Change is the only constant. The world around us keeps changing, and we don't know what to expect. Things change just so quickly, and you don't know what to do. And if you don't know what to do when the world around you is constantly changing, you're gonna lose the things that are precious to you. It might be your career, it might be your job, it might be once in a lifetime opportunities. Change is very important, and what's even more important is to know how to deal with change. If you're just sitting there doing nothing, you're going to be wiped out. You're going to be out of the race even before you start running. This is the book that taught me how to be proactive, and why is it so important to be proactive. And this is not just going to say, okay, this is why it is important to, be proactive, to be like on your feet. This is why it is important to deal with the changes that are happening around you, to be, this and that. No, 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 no. It's a story about mice. Yes, it's a story about mice, and how some took proactive actions and took all the cheese, which represents all the opportunities, all the good stuff that you want, and some didn't do anything and lost. Which type of mice do you want to be? On which side do you want to be? The book I'm talking about is Who Stole My Cheese, and it is a very short book. I think it is even less than 40 pages, and through a very gripping and engaging story, it teaches you the most important lesson of life, and that is how to deal with changes and how to make sure that nobody else is gonna steal your cheese. Keep your cheese with you, get all the cheese for you, because you deserve your cheese. Okay, you deserve it. So just read that book. And especially if you are in your late teens or in your early 20s, or if you're someone who's just starting out in their career, because especially now when AI is everywhere, things are changing at a faster pace than ever. This book is just as relevant as it was when it was released. Okay, so this is my third recommendation. Moving on to the next one. The fourth book, oh my god, you won't believe that this book is in this list or a part of this video because it is actually a children's book. And you'll ask me, a children's book changed your life really? Yes, it did. And trust me when I say this, children's books are not just for children. They can be as much for adults as they are for children, because children's books that were written decades ago have such important lessons for life, such great reminders that are going to help you a lot in life in many different aspects. This particular book, which I'm talking about in this video, teaches so many important lessons, but the lesson that stuck with me the most, the lesson that actually changed my life, is one that is your relationship with any relationship, okay, your friendships, your relationships are only special if you nurture them. Okay, like what makes your relationship special is the time that you have spent nurturing them. And you can find other people, you can form other bonds, you can find better people even. But what separates your people from those other people is the time and the effort that you have put in your people. That is the lesson that I took away from this book, that really changed my life, that made me see modern dating and friendships in a new perspective. The book is The Little Prince. I'm sure you must have heard about it or even read it. It is a very popular, very beloved book, and it is a story of a little prince who comes to earth. I think his plane crashes and he gets stranded on earth. Here he befriends a fox, and on the planet of this little prince there was a rose, and the little prince thought that his rose is so special, because he thought that there is just this one rose in the whole universe and there is no other roses. But when the little prince sees that there are other roses on earth as well, then the lesson comes. Then the fox tells him that what makes your rose special is the time that you have spent nurturing your rose. All right. The book is filled with other lessons too, that while growing up we just lose our sense of wonder and adventure, which we should not. And there are other lessons too on friendships, on what it means to be a fully grown up. So I highly recommend this book. Again, a very short read, but with a lots of lessons for you. You might take away a different lesson from it than I did, because it really depends on how you are reading it, with which mindset you are reading it, and what kind of phase you are in your life. So what you might take away from this might be entirely different from what I did. Your life lesson or the way it changes your life might be different from how it changed mine. But do read it if you haven't. Even if you have read it, maybe you can reread it, because I am sure you must have missed a lesson or two when you read it the first time. So, yeah, this is the fourth book in this list in this video. Moving on to the last book in this video that changed my life. Yes, it is a self help book, and you better not skip it. Okay, trust me, it is worth reading. It is also a very popular book, and you might have heard about it already. You might also have seen people saying that this book is trash. They don't read this book, it takes things to an extreme, blah blah blah. But trust me, it is worth reading, but with a pinch of salt, but with keeping your reasoning intact. Like, when I say read this book, I don't mean that you should just blindly read everything and believe it, imbibe it, and make it a way of your living. No, just take what you think can help you and leave the rest. Okay? Why I am saying this? Because if you trust everything written in that book, if you take every word as it is, it can be a dangerous book. I would not recommend doing that. But if you take the major parts of the book, if you take the essence of the book, or like what the author is trying to say mainly, it's going to help you a lot in everything, in every aspect of your life. The book I'm talking about is The Four Agreements, and the essence, the core, the overall structure of the book is basically about these four agreements that you must make with yourself to live a good life. The author says, and if you are an Indian, you might already be familiar with this concept, that we are stuck in an illusion. All right, this world, it's just an illusion, and if you don't realize this, you're just gonna be stuck forever in it. And the kind of person that can see beyond this illusion is the kind of person that is like still water. If you are like still water, you are a mirror. Everyone that's gonna, try to interact with you, try to change anything about you, they are just gonna see their own reflection because you're just like a mirror to them. Okay, this is how the book starts. The four agreements in the book are very important, and I am not sure if any person can follow them totally, but even if you remember them and even if you try to follow them, it's gonna help you a lot. The one that helped me personally out of the four is the agreement that don't make assumptions. We should never ever make assumptions. It sounds really easy, but if you think about it, we keep making assumptions all the time. All right, just think about it. Even on a daily basis, we make so many assumptions. Instead of just asking, instead of just raising questions, we assume certain stuff, and that is dangerous. That should not be done, because when you are assuming something, your bias creeps in. You are assuming things with the limited knowledge that you have, with the limited perspective that is your own. So never ever assume things on your own. Always ask questions. This is the lesson that I took away from this book, but the other three agreements are also very excellent, very important, and are going to change your life. Be impeccable with your word. Don't take things personally and always do your best. They all sound really simple, but when you apply them, you will see that it's not really simple to apply them in their entirety, because it's not always possible to do our best. But just take it in the way that when the author says always do your best, he means always do your best, the best that you can do in that point of time. Okay, when he says don't take things personally, he means it. And don't take things personally also comes with giving up the limiting beliefs that you might have. You have to understand that other people are operating from their own belief system. Other people are operating based on what their values are. So, whatever they say, however they see you, whatever they perceive you as, also depends on their worldview, on their belief system, and you must not internalize their opinion of you. So, never ever take things personally. Always do your best and be impeccable with your word. Follow what you say. That is very important. These are the five books that really changed my life, and I hope that you pick any or all of them and it gives you something invaluable, something that you do not forget, something that truly helps you. If you're going to read any or all of them, do let me know in comments which book would it be. And if you have already read any book from this list, also let me know in the comments. If you like this video, please press the like button and please subscribe to my channel. It will help me a lot. I promise to be more consistent with these long form of videos. Till then, happy reading.